Welcome back to English class. Today we are going to start a new chapter and the chapter name is The Snake and the Mirror. This chapter is written by Vaikram Muhammad Bashir and my dear, this story is very much humorous. Now, what is the meaning of humorous story? The story or a story that can bring a smile on your face. So, after reading this chapter, you will start laughing very much loudly. So, let's move ahead towards the introduction of this chapter. The story revolves around the mirror, snake, and the doctor. A bachelor doctor, an unmarried doctor. This story is about a bachelor doctor or an unmarried doctor who is very much conscious about his look. He wants to look smarter, and you can say that he is great admirer of beauty. He admires himself and he just does imagination about his future wife. Because he is bachelor, so he has his own different kinds of dream. What was that dream? He wanted to look more smart because he was bachelor. Moreover, he was unmarried also. So he decided something to keep a smile on his face, and he decided to keep a thin mustache because according to the doctor, he will look very smart when he will start keeping a thin mustache here. Do you understand what is the mustache? So some people you will see mustache like this mustache, okay, and some other people's mustache you will see very thick mustache or different styles mustache. I don't know exactly how to draw the mustache, but I can tell you. Sometimes you will see this type of design, sometimes you will see this type of design, okay. So he also decided to keep a thin mustache because it was the opinion of the bachelor doctor. He could look very smart when he will keep a smile on his face and he will just start growing a thin mustache. So, these kinds of preparation, these kinds of opinion, or he just decided these things to improve his smartness. Now the question is that why he wanted to look very much smart? Because he wanted to get married with a lady doctor and she must be very much fat and her earnings should be very much. Do you know why he wanted to get married with a fatty lady or very fat girl? Because according to him, once if he had to run away, or we can say if he made any mistake and if he had to run away, then definitely the fatty wife will not be able to catch him and he will escape from the punishment. He will get rid from the punishment given by his would-be wife. That is why he was looking for a fat lady or fat girl to get married. This doctor is very much new because recently he has completed his degree, and because he was new doctor, so his earning was of course very much little. His earning was not very much good. So he just took a house on rent and he started his clinic. As you know that the earning of the doctor was not very much, so he just took a small rented house in some interior area. His earning was so less that the house was not electrified. So you can just understand. He has only few things along with him. Not electrified. The house is not electrified. Now what is the meaning of the house is not electrified? That means the house has no electricity. That means everywhere there was darkness. And it was the summer night. Like today, every day we feel very much hot. During day and at night also, we don't feel comfortable. If there is no fan, just imagine a life without the fan, without the electricity. He had only lamp, old kind of lamp, just to light up the room. So there, one day, the doctor reaches home and begins to read a book. Actually, the doctor decided to have dinner in a restaurant. So he just took his delicious dinner in the restaurant and he just returns back to his house, rented house. And he begins to read a book. He makes imagination about his marriage. So, physically he was present there, as you do most of the time. Physically you are here in the classroom, but mentally you start thinking, oh my God, what my mama is making? Pani puri. Okay, today I will eat what? Today my mama is making what? Some delicious food, kheer. Or today my father is about to give me what? One sweet. So today is my birthday. So like this you do lot of imagination. So here also, the doctor was physically present there, but actually he was in daydreaming. He was doing imagination about his marriage because he was a bachelor, an unmarried doctor. So, when he was lost in his dreaming or when he was lost in his imagination about his future wife, he hears a familiar sound several times. He hears a sound, a familiar. What is the meaning of familiar? Familiar means what? Known sound. Suppose that if your eyes are closed and if I say, hello everyone, so easily you can identify just by listening my voice. Oh my God, this voice is of my Anjali's teacher's voice. This voice belongs to my teacher. Whose voice is this? Without looking, when your father calls you by your name, without watching, without looking towards him, you just understand who is calling you. So similarly here, the voice was very much common. The voice was very, very much familiar. He had heard this kind of voice earlier also. So he did not give his much attention towards the sound. Okay, that is familiar sound, because he did not wanted to break that link, because he was that time he was doing imagination. What kind of girl should be there for me? And he was thinking about his future wife. He was thinking that she must be very much fat and his would-be wife's income should be very much high. So why he wanted to get married with a fat girl? There is a reason. So we shall enjoy the reason behind this. Because today every bachelor person wants to get married with a lean and thin girl, or we can say what? Good girl, not a fat girl. But why here the doctor is very much interested? He decided to get married a fat girl. There is some solid reason. So when you will when you will know the reason, you will start laughing. And that is why the story is very much humorous. So what happens? So what kind of family sound it was? As you know, the house was not electrified at all. So everywhere there was darkness. And it was not only the home of the bachelor doctor, his house was also a home of several rats. Rats were start moving here and there. It was the regular movement of the rat because it was not fully furnished house. So of course, if your house is not fully furnished, there will be what? There may be what? Snake. There may be what? Frog. That may be what? Spider also. There may be what? Rats also. So that is why he didn't mind it and he ignored that familiar sound. He thought it must be the sound of rats, but it was not the sound of rats. The sound was created by a snake. Just then a snake fell onto his shoulder. Suddenly, when he was very much busy in his imagination, because in his room there was one table and on table there was kept one mirror. So he was just looking himself into the mirror like this, and he was just doing imagination about his future wife. So he was lost there, and suddenly what happened? A snake fell onto his shoulder and coils itself round his left arm above the elbow, and the snake started coiling, and the snake just coiled itself in the arm of the doctor. And you can just imagine it. You can just imagine what should be the situation there. The doctor got frightened what to do and what not to do. So we shall understand the story when I'll give you the summary. So can you imagine what could happen with the doctor and how he got rid from the snake? And what was his imagination? And why he decided to get married with a fat girl? So, the answer of all these questions you will get after reading the chapter. In next class, I will give you the summary of this story. In the meanwhile, keep reading this book or this chapter especially. Okay? So, this was all about today's class. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. In next class, don't forget to see my video in which I shall give you a summary of this chapter before reading line by line. Thank you very much.